Hello, welcome to another episode of Somewhere Between a film and TV podcast. We are your hosts. I am Daniel Parra.
Yo, I said that the exact same way.
No, you didn't.
Yeah,
you were like, "Hello, we are a film and TV podcast."
Oh, I know what it was.
What?
I said movie, not film.
Yeah.
No wonder you got mad.
Yeah. Who are you?
Wow, that's a tough question, man. I'm Erwin, sadly.
Last name?
Trabajo.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Full name.
Yeah.
Do you ever pronounce whenever people ask you your name? Mm-hmm. Do you ever like say it with the accent?
Yeah.
Like I would never say, "Oh, my name is Daniel" to anybody.
Daniel.
If I were from Spain, like a fucking Spaniard, I'd do that.
Why? You have something against them? Oh, is it because Antonio Banderas?
Yeah, no, in Uncharted, I'm going to bring that up because it made me mad when I found out. Well, we have another Tom Holland blockbuster to review for you guys. Full spoilers, if you've never listened to us before. Number one, thank you so much for listening. I was not prepared for this. It came out last night. If you've never listened to us before, imagine you just got out of a theater. Imagine you just got out of a theater with your friends. You want to talk about the movie you just saw with my friend. You'll want to talk about it. You'll get a little bit off topic, but eventually you'll circle back around. That's what we like to do. And Erwin, how was your Valentine's Day?
Damn. That kind of hit.
The silence speaks volumes. I didn't do shit.
Yeah, me too. I honestly don't remember.
I was going to tell you this. I think we're going to pivot format. We're going to become a relationship podcast. And what we're going to do is, the catch here is that any impulsive or toxic thought that you have, do it. We approve.
Well, I don't. You guys don't. You have to think
Key
first.
their car. Pop their tires. Pop 2 tires.
Pop, lock, drop.
We support you.
Pop rocks. Rated R.
Pop rocks?
I love pop rocks.
That'd be like a Lord and Miller movie. They could make that good.
Yeah. They can make anything good.
Well.
They can make me.
Make me good. What'd you know about this franchise beforehand? Did you know anything about it?
This was based off a book.
No.
Oh, okay. Just deny my. I knew this was a video game. I didn't know if it was I guess I don't remember how many games there were, but I thought like the movie was like based off of like one of those games, like on its own type of thing. But other than that, like that's pretty much what I knew.
So
the movie. I knew Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg. Like I've known them. Like I met them.
Dude, I want to meet both of them. I feel like Mark Wahlberg would try and beat me up, but
true. And I'm like, yo, bro, I'm just trying to hang out with you, man.
Yeah.
It's like, no, push-up contest right now.
Do you think,
sir?
Do you think he looks like John Cena? People say he looks like John Cena. I've never thought that in my life.
No, not at all.
People also say he looks like Matt Damon. I've never thought that either.
Oh, I can see that.
Like, there's one movie that, well, are they both in it? No. It's not The Departed that I'm thinking of, but there's a movie or some shot of them both together somewhere.
Yeah, The Departed.
No, I know. But they're together somewhere, and they did look the same in that. But it was like from a certain angle. But no, this is actually both of us.
Coming to you live from New York.
No.
Where's that from?
SNL.
Oh yeah.
Saturday Night Live. In New York.
It's actually Friday night, guys.
No, it's not.
Oh, to us it is.
Right now?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no. We're not live either.
We're not live.
This is a problem.
Oh, I saw this video where this guy was saying, like, he was asking his friend, right? He's like, hey, what if I told you, like, you're in a simulation? It's like, what do you mean it's a simulation? Like, what if I told you that your right arm isn't real right now? It's like, what do you mean it's not real?
Like...
And then... he was just trying to explain to like guys like, oh, what do you like? It's like a theory, right?
Okay.
A conspiracy theory or whatever. Like we're in a simulation, right?
Yeah.
And his friend goes, well, what if I told you like there's an audience watching you right now?
Like the Truman Show?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like he's saying like a video, like he's in a video trying to entertain people.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, so like we're the audience, watching it.
Yeah, they're breaking the concept of the video by saying that they're currently filming a video.
And the guy wakes up and he's in a dream.
That's how the video ends?
No, and then he runs into his friend's room saying, I just had a dream and I can't go sleep because I thought I was in a simulation. And that was it. It was like a bunch of babies.
What?
And then Clifford shows up.
most of that, I was like, yeah, sure, that's like some shit you would see where it's like, what if we lived in the Matrix? I'm like, I don't know. What if we did? Like, why is it this shitty?
Hey, Daniel, what would you do if you lived in a zombie apocalypse? You woke up and there was a zombie apocalypse.
I've already told you, both you and Jack are the reason I would die.
That's not. We're not zombies.
Also, if I woke up in a zombie apocalypse, there's no reason to keep living. Like, just die. It's done. You're
Guys,
done.
there's no reason to be living if we're just gonna die one day. You might as well just kill yourself.
Okay, but we're not currently living in like some dystopian world. Well,
it depends where you live.
Yeah,
Right?
I redact some of that. We're not currently living in like a zombie situation. Speaking of, in the first game, there are zombies in Uncharted.
Really?
Yeah. No, that's
confusing.
No, part of the reason. So we'll get into like what we thought of this, but I thought they were going to introduce a supernatural element into this because
you played the games, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I didn't grow up with these necessarily so much as I played them in high school. Our friend introduced them to me. He's like, I feel like you would like these. It was our friend Colton. And
I like Colton.
He was like, hey, he lent me 1 through 3, and I played them all within like a week, and because they were a lot of fun. They were basically, the concept is Nathan Drake is 100% absolutely Indiana Jones, like all the way. They reference it a lot in this movie too. And basically the concept is, what if the Indiana Jones what if the Indiana Jones movies were playable games? That's kind of what the concept is, like 100%. But Nathan Drake, I really like. I think he's distinguishable enough as a character on his own. Same goes for Victor Sullivan or Sully. And I do not remember her name, but she's like a blonde
Hey, the
girl.
only Sully I knew is from Monsters, Inc.
Yeah. You know the yell?
Yeah!
It's like imprint. That's the Voldemort yell.
Oh. Here, go ahead and bite my fingers real quick.
I don't want to do that. You wash your hands.
Yes, why would you say that? Yeah, why would you say that?
Because
there's a certain somebody
legitimately, there's a certain person that we know that I got into a huge argument that whenever you pee, when you're done, you wash your hands, right?
They can't answer you.
This isn't a hypothetical. I'm asking you.
Oh, me?
Yes.
Yes, I would wash my hands
like,
right after.
That's like no brainer.
Yes.
However,
what if you didn't take a piss?
A certain person, not to name names, said that the penis is the cleanest part of the body, and there's no reason to wash your hands after you pee. And I was like, no, you are never cooking or making anything for any of us ever again.
Oh my god.
So getting back to Uncharted, wash your hands.
Yes, guys, wash your hands.
Stay sanitary. Stay safe. No, the games are great. I have only played 1 through 3. I have not played 4, and 4 is more about like it's him older, so there's no reason to adapt that one yet. And genuinely, I hope this does well because I quite liked it. But moving further, it occurred to me, I was like, oh, I've played these. I get the references in these. I was like, something like Sonic, like movies like that. Like I get it to the extent that Sonic's popular enough that if they reference something like the rings, like I've played a couple of them, but never like front to back.
Mm-hmm.
Also, he's kind of like a nothing character to me. Like, what does he do? He runs around. But
what's Nathan Drake? Just another version of Indiana Jones. Another guy who just
kind of
on an
is,
adventure.
but I feel like
he's Jack Sparrow.
They say that too in that movie. There's a love interest that's not in these yet, but it's just the first one. Mm-hmm. This isn't based on any of the plots of the games so much as it is kind of an origin story. Like I called you and we were talking about this movie. Mm-hmm. And because you saw it the night before I did, and I asked you, I was like, can I guess what the end credit scene of this movie is? And because like part of the whole thing is that Victor Sullivan or Sully has a mustache and he loves cigars. And I was like, oh my god, the entire point of this mid-credit scene is that he has a mustache and he finds a cigar and he's like, wow, this is a good cigar.
Yeah, he says that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. He's played the games, guys.
Not the fourth one. I still want to. I own it. I just haven't played it yet. But what are your thoughts on video game movies? Like, are there any in particular that you really like?
Detective Pikachu.
Okay.
Not that I'm thinking about it.
Is that like your number one?
Yeah, I would say so for now. I can't
So,
think of any other ones.
kind of judging on the curve of video game movies, even the good ones I tend to really like because I'm like, the fact that it's good at all is an accomplishment. Like, I didn't see last year's Resident Evil. Heard it was very bad. I heard
it was better than like the actual Resident Evil movies.
Like the Mia Jovovich ones. I saw one of those, and the one I saw was like a carbon copy of Fury Road, or it like tried to be.
Dude, I don't remember. I think I've seen so many of like Resident Evil movies, but like now it feels like just one big one.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's like any scene that I watch, I don't know if it's like the third or the second or fourth or the first type of thing.
They blend, and I know that franchise has its fans. I heard that the first one's like a legitimately decent movie. Yeah. My favorite video game movie, 100%. I actually think it's like a great movie. Is Detective Pikachu. I kind of love it, to be honest with you.
Yo, let's calm down, man.
We talked about
Van Helsing. I don't know why.
I don't think that's.
I don't care. I love Van Helsing. It's one of my guilty pleasure movies.
I don't want to talk about video game movies. Let me talk about what I like.
Why am I being restricted? Underworld.
Not anything.
I'm
either.
sorry. You just said Resident Evil, and then I thought like you said, they had those like they're fans for those movies.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm a fan of Van Helsing. Well, I'm a fan of Underworld.
You're a fan of Underworld, right? Like the bluest franchise I've ever seen in my life. Yeah.
Dark and gritty.
Oh yeah. No, the whole color palette argument is silly. What'd you think of this?
Of Uncharted?
Yeah.
I liked it. I honestly, I think at best it's okay.
Really?
Yeah. Other than that, though, I don't know. I just didn't really feel much from it. I really like Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg's dynamic a lot.
Yeah.
But other than that, everything else in the movie just felt like bland. Like it was okay.
No, so maybe it's because of my like bias towards having played these. Like it occurred to me like during it that I was like, oh, I'm a fan of these. And we talked once on here about how people get really nostalgic for like mid 2000s superhero movies, and like shit like Venom makes them happy that they're like doing movies like that again. For me,
wait, what happened in Venom?
You know how like no you know how like people are like, I like this new Venom movie, this new franchise because it feels like the early 2000s, like Daredevil. It feels like.
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember that.
Speaking of, this is also directed by Ruben Fleischer, which is kind of funny. And what I get nostalgic for are the National Treasure movies and the first three, specifically Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and like the whole kind of adventure sort of go to this country.
Yeah, they went to like 5 different countries.
Yeah, like the Philippines, I remember the Philippines, Barcelona. And I thought it was a whole lot of fun. Does it do a single thing new? Not really, no. I thought the third act was kind of like...
me seeing Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg on the same screen.
That is new, yeah.
Very, very new.
Speaking of, Tom Holland is... I could already say this outside of Spider-Man, but like this sort of solidifies it. I will watch anything that he's in, I think. Like he's definitively one of my favorite actors. And I thought he differentiated this character enough from Peter Parker that I didn't really think of him as that. The only kind of issue I think it runs into is this character is supposed to be like mid-20s. I'm like, he still looks like he looks older than he did. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, he
still looks like a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's just his voice, but like you can't do much with that. I mean,
you can also, there's always ways that you can just deepen someone's voice.
Yeah.
Like through editing and all that, but I feel like that's a hassle.
Yeah, and then people would probably start to catch that. Like, you know how this is a weird example, but like Dragon Ball Evolution.
Why?
But no, I'm saying because it's like the first thing I can think of. There's a lot of ADR of a bunch of people's voices in that, and you could just tell.
Dang.
But I really liked their chemistry, Mark Wahlberg and Tom Holland, with each other. Part of the kind of selling point of this is, well, so they're like supposed to be best friends pretty much.
Like us.
Yeah.
Right?
We are just like Nathan Drake and Victor Sully Sullivan.
I'm Sully.
You're Sully?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't mind being. I thought that Antonio Banderas didn't get like enough to do because this movie, you know, it relies on a bunch of twists, like over and over. Like,
was like that in the game?
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
It's a whole lot of like this person betrays this person, like over and over.
Oh wow. Yeah, in the movie I felt like, why is there like 4 or 5 like surprises along the way like that where it's like twists, like this person's working for this person. Actually, this person's working for this person. You're like, what's happening?
And I also love not just the treasure hunt movies. Like I'm very fond of the National Treasure movies, and I saw what the score was for this on Rotten Tomatoes, and I like legitimately, if I wouldn't have known beforehand like what people were saying about it, I probably would have been like, yeah, I bet the reception for it's good. That's like the wavelength that I was on, and then I saw it was at like 38% right now on Rotten Tomatoes, and and I was like, I don't think I agree with that aggregate. But then it made me curious. Like, you know how people are very fond of the National Treasure movies? Like, they reference them like they're, I wouldn't say classics, but people know, like, what they are. And they think of them fondly. If you were
it's been like 20 years, though, right?
It's been close.
Shoot.
That's shitty. If you were to guess what if you were to guess what the first one was at on Rotten Tomatoes, what would you say?
58.
It's at like 40.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the second
That's
one
still pretty low.
And the second one's at like 36.
Shoot.
You know, I was like, that's kind of surprising, but it's not like, you know, the scores
then
matter.
Again, it
like,
goes to show, like, even with scores like that, it doesn't really matter. Because people still talk about it and enjoy it. And
same with like Pirates of the Caribbean 2 and 3. They don't have hugely high scores either. I think they should, but that's just me.
Bias, you were in them.
I was not in.
Yeah, you were the squid guy.
That'd be cool. I want to be that guy.
You look like that guy. You got off guard.
Didn't make me uncomfortable. What did you think of the villain, I guess? Well, he's like kind of the villain. Antonio.
I don't know who the villain was.
Antonio Banderas?
I guess.
Yeah.
Until he wasn't.
Speaking of, I hate Spaniard Spanish.
Why? I just don't get it.
The TH. Like, I hate that they fake lisp. Yeah, I don't like it. Did you know that Antonio Banderas was Spaniard?
No, not until you complained to me about it.
Yeah. No, but I want to ask you, like, are there any celebrities that you think, like, you thought were one ethnicity? We've talked about this before, it turns out that they're just not at all.
I don't know.
Like, so it's basically a blind spot. Like, if you were to tell this to anybody, they'd be like, what's wrong with you? Why do you think that? Like
who?
You're silly. Like, for example, I told you, I think specifically because of his name in The Social Network, I thought Andrew Garfield was Mexican for whatever reason, or Latino at the very least. I do not know why. I couldn't tell you. Something like that.
Yeah, I remember that. But what is he?
Andrew Garfield?
Yeah.
He's white.
Oh, it's just plain white?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or like, what's
her
her name?
Eisenberg.
Jesse Eisenberg? What would you think he was?
Lex Luthor.
No.
Hashtag still not Lex.
Speaking of, Erwin was in a silly, goofy mood on our Batman episode.
What are you talking about? I was there, okay? Like, those decisions that I made during that podcast, like, those are my movies that ranked.
Erwin was like, I was making points.
I won.
You won?
Yeah,
I was in a competition.
It sounds like it.
I'm going to give the better review than you right now.
To what? To our rankings?
No, Uncharted.
Probably. You played the video games. I haven't. Yeah. I really thought it was, like, okay.
I mean...
Like, the only thing I liked was just Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg whenever they were on screen together. Now, when they were on their own, like, that was okay. But when they were together... talking to one another and just like whole banter, that's when I really enjoyed it.
Do you think that I noticed that Mark Wahlberg does this like weird voice pattern sometimes? Like
it reminded me of Ted.
Yeah, it's basically like he was having a conversation with like Seth MacFarlane and Ted or something, because like he's a great actor and I thought he was really good in this. It's weird.
What do you think about the new movie coming out, Father Stew?
I think that looks funny.
It's a serious movie.
Father Father Stu. Part of the sort of discrepancy, like people had issue with here when this movie was first announced, is I feel bad for actors that start to get cast in everything, because then people start to like give this unnecessary hate towards them. Mm-hmm. Like Tom Holland is kind of at the center of it now. Like you'll see like, why is he in this and why is he in this, and then these actors end up taking breaks for like 4 or 5 years, because then they're like, well, I mean, people are being annoying about it. Yeah. Like Jennifer Lawrence, for example, was finally back in like Don't
so
Look
true.
Up.
Wow, I forgot about that. I remember that too. Because I was like, oh, it's like now it's like it feels like Jennifer Lawrence is just like forcing to act.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Well, I remember my problem with Jennifer Lawrence was her as Mystique. Like, not great, but she wasn't really like up for that role, and those movies were not great anymore. Although I guess they're bringing them back kind of with Doctor Strange. But Mark Wahlberg, whenever he was announced, a lot of people assumed that he'd be Nathan Drake, because that character is supposed to be in his 30s kind of in this. And well, not in this movie, but in the series, like in the games. Yeah. But also casting him as Sully was a weird choice to people, because Sully's much older. But I think they want to go the route of, let's do the Spider-Man approach as well, and sort of make these characters grow up with each other over time. And I don't know if this is going to get a sequel. I don't really know how they determine like video game sequel movies, because like they typically don't do well critically. Financially is a different story. Like, I don't know how well Tomb Raider did, but that's not getting a sequel.
Hey, what did you think about the opening credits for the PlayStation?
I thought it was weird.
Yeah. At first I thought I was like, am I about to play a video game right now?
Yeah, I saw it with Aaron, and he was like, oh my god, it's the guy from Little Big Planet.
Who?
Sackboy.
That's his name?
His name is Sackboy.
Huh. Kind of makes me want to play that game.
He doesn't do any of the things that you would want him to do based on that name.
Oh, wow. What do you want him to do, Daniel?
Some stuff. Wait, hang on. Have you thought about this?
About Sackboy?
About what?
About Sackboy?
No. An actor you thought was something else.
What's the question? I'm so stuck
the way I worded that, man. An actor you thought was a different ethnicity.
I honestly can't think of anyone right now.
You know another one I thought? What's her name?
You really think about this?
I do think about this, yeah. From Scream. The Mikey Madsen, I think.
Who's that?
I don't want to spoil Scream on this one, because we spoiled Scream on a different episode, but just in case anybody hasn't seen it, and then they're like, well shit, I saw Uncharted, but I didn't see that yet.
Daniel Parr spoiled this for me.
The one that looks Asian. Point is, she's Ashkenazi Jewish, and I found that out the other day.
Oh, what?
Jewish. She's Jewish.
She's just Jewish?
Yeah.
So she's just white?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you... I thought it was funny that the end credit scene was the mustache for this. I was going to make a joke about like, oh my god, there's an origin story for the mustache. But we didn't see Death on the Nile. But I found out the way it opens is an origin story for Poirot's mustache. Like, that's
really?
How, that's cool. How it opens, yeah.
How'd you find that out?
A Letterboxd review.
Sad.
I know. They're spoiling shit left and right. What if I wanted to have that a surprise? Although I would have never guessed that. What did you think of the action in this?
It was good. Like, nothing spectacular, I would say. It was pretty average.
I think, thinking about it this way, like, I don't know, as a teacher, which I'm not, kind of grading video game movies like on a curve, because they're so typically horrible. Like the fact that I was like, this movie has great effects and has really competent action scenes, that I'm like, wow, they're really good. At least for me. And I thought the third act of this was like really clever.
I did like everything with the boat.
Yeah,
that was actually pretty cool.
Like the whole cannon thing with the helicopter and like mixing modern and old technology. I was like, that's really cool stuff.
That's Pirates of the Caribbean action right there.
Yeah. I love those movies so much.
Really, name all of them. Actually, no, I don't have time.
Yes, you do.
Oh,
We're recording right now.
Oh, yeah.
Just say you don't want me to do it.
I don't have time.
No, I really liked I'm happy that this didn't have like, I don't know, really rapid editing, I guess. Because did you see Assassin's Creed with Michael Fassbender?
I have not.
The movie's bad. It was really bad.
Bender.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Like from Futurama?
What was his name?
Bender?
Oh, no. You said bad. I thought you were
Badder?
bad Bender, fast Bender. I don't know.
Did I ever ask you what you thought of MoviePass? Like, because I explained
love MoviePass.
No, but like the thing that they announced.
No, they recently announced something else?
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, they announced that they're coming back.
Yes, you did tell me that.
Yeah, but so the way they're coming back is that you have to watch ads. And
yes.
yeah,
I do know that now.
Watching the ads, they track your eye movement to make sure that you're watching them like through a camera on your phone, and you basically earn points to watch those movies. Like the Batman would be like 10 points. And I don't know how many ads you have to watch. I'm assuming something like the way this app works, it'd be like 0.01 or something.
Oh, jeez. I don't even watch like any of the YouTube videos that I watch. Like I'll listen to it more than I'll watch it most of the time.
No, I always put on YouTube videos as like background noise. I
Yeah.
never am like, wow, look at this guy's face. And he's just talking
I just
to me.
earned 2 points.
Like, they used Licorice Pizza as an example for like, it would be 2 points. Although I guess you're saving 2. And then
Oh, is that the joke that you were saying?
no, the joke was at the very beginning. Well, it wasn't a joke. It's very serious.
What was the joke?
Key your ex's car.
Dude, that was serious.
Yeah, no, it's been...
Yeah, I said you guys don't do that.
I think
I love Licorice Pizza. Stop telling people I don't like that movie.
well, wasn't in your top movies of the year.
There are a lot of movies that weren't in your top of the list, sir.
The only one that you could possibly list right now would be The Mitchells versus the Machines, and it's simply because
It sounds like it sounds like Daniel versus the best movies of 2021.
It's simply because I pulled a U and I forgot to put it on there.
You was a TV show
starring what's his name? He like doesn't have a real name.
What do you mean? Does that have a real name?
Penn Badgley.
That's his real name.
Yes.
Dang. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, no.
God, I love Licorice Pizza. I feel like I have to say this on every single podcast from now on.
I'm gonna bring it up every time. Okay, so we were talking about this, and this is just us noticing stuff like this because we are who we are.
What?
This is the most I've ever seen Tom Holland shirtless in anything.
Yeah, he's definitely like shredded.
Yeah, and if he's not shirtless, he's wet.
Or am I? Find out next time.
Question mark. You like Zendaya?
I love Zendaya.
Yeah, me too.
Daniel, what would you do if Zendaya walked to your house?
Walked to my house?
Yeah, walked.
From where?
I don't know, from LA.
That's fucking far.
That's pretty far.
Just for me?
Yeah, just for you.
Wow.
What would you say?
Well, is she still with Tom Holland?
Why are you asking me? I'm not Zendaya.
Okay, pretend that you are.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
All right. Drugs. Sorry.
That's rude.
No, that's not rude.
No, rude.
No.
Do you ever get I told you I wrote some shit down.
I know. Yeah, you keep looking at your phone. I'm like,
because I keep forgetting.
I'm like, who's texting about this out?
Oh, do you ever get?
I'm not Zendaya. I'm your mom.
Oh no. Do you ever get news from Snapchat?
What do you mean, like news?
Like, so Aaron will sometimes ask me. He'll be like, "Oh, this is one I saw just the other day." It'll be like, "Oh, did Tom and Holland and Zendaya break up?" Like, no.
Oh, I haven't gotten something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, there's always these like articles on Snapchat that are like,
they always try to get your attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, people hate him for this.
He did what?
Yeah.
Zam.
Tom Holland's 12.
Tom Holland's 15. Actually, he did play 15-year-old in Civil War.
Only in that's true. I saw a tweet that was like, we literally grew up with Tom Holland. They were like, all of the movies that he's been in have been only released in like the past 5 years.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's not like it's a long amount of time, but it's not like the longest amount of time, really. Mm-hmm. It's not like...
How old is he now? Like 20? He's like our age,
I think he was like 25.
Oh, shit. He's only 20?
So like, he's 20-something.
He's 20? Right? You seen the TikTok?
No.
Okay.
What would you rate this film out of 5? Or
3.
Just flat 3?
Yeah, honestly.
I was kind of debating with myself because I was like...
What do you mean? Why would you debate yourself? You are you.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking, I was like, I can't give it a 4 because a 4 means great, but I had a lot of fun with it and I'd highly recommend it. And would you want a sequel?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a sequel. I would like to see more of like Mark Wahlberg and Tom Holland. But I feel like they haven't really established those characters in terms of movie. Like I haven't played the video game, so like someone who hasn't played the video games, like I just want to see them establish those characters as themselves more than just me seeing, oh, that's Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg interacting with one another. You know?
Yeah.
I want to see like their characters that they're like showcasing. They're interacting with one another.
That's sometimes the problem with like big blockbuster stars you're like, that's Tom Holland.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Or like that's Mark Wahlberg, and
yeah, that's like whenever you watch the Jurassic World movies and you see Chris Pratt.
Like that's Chris Pratt.
That's Chris Pratt.
Tell me, I right now, could you name what his character is in that?
Yeah.
What?
Fuck.
I am pretty sure it's Owen Grady.
It is Owen Grady.
Yeah.
I remember the pop figure.
Owen Grady pop figure.
Yeah, that's how.
Do you have that?
No.
Okay.
Do I? No, I have the Ian Malcolm one. Remember? Oh, you and I both have it, don't we?
Jeff Goldblum?
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum. He's shirtless?
I think so.
I know I have it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, from like Target, right?
Yeah.
It was like a Target exclusive.
Yeah. Remember we drove?
Yeah.
We drove like an hour away.
We don't collect these anymore, guys.
Yeah, guys. I mean, I wouldn't mind, but...
Yeah. I hate having to explain that to people. I'm like, it was just a phase.
It was just a phase, Mom.
Stop asking me about it.
They didn't even ask us.
Not them.
Oh.
Don't
do it, guys.
No, I think like part of the reason I'd also want a sequel is I think there's like plenty more to improve upon.
Yeah.
Like, you ever see the potential in something, like, I don't know, a person, and you're like, I see a lot in you.
He puts on my glasses.
Never mind. Oh, I would give this a 3.5 out of 5. It's really solid recommendation from me and from Erwin.
I mean, if you watch it, cool. I don't really. I'm not gonna go out of my way to tell people go watch Uncharted.
Yeah, you're not gonna be like, hey, Uncharted, yes or no? And they're like, I haven't seen it. You're like, fuck off.
Sir, we're in church.
In the middle of a sermon, hey,
hey, you up there?
You seen Euphoria?
Oh my gosh.
You. What do you think? They'd probably be like, you know what you could experience Euphoria in? The Lord. Have you heard that pastors do that?
Wait,
they'll
what?
take like titles of things and then be like, they'll I don't know. For example, like Spider-Man No Way Home came out. Be like, all of you guys attending Spider-Man No Way Home, but you know where you can't find like No Way Home church. Like shit like that.
Okay, wait. Yeah. Let's rephrase it, right? All you guys are attending Spider-Man No Way Home, but the only way to find home is here with the Lord.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. Guys, I'm a priest.
There's no way home without the Lord.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Well, guys, thank you so much for listening. Erwin, where can they find you?
They can find me at Erwin.Ho on Instagram and on Twitter, Erwin_Trout.
Yeah, and you can find me on Instagram at Para32Para and on Twitter at Para323Para. And we have an official page for the Twitter.
Sorry.
What was that?
You can't see us.
The podcast. It's at Film Between. And hey, if you could, a film and TV podcast.
Oh.
Follow us and review us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. It really boosts listenership. And hey, let us know what you think.
No. Okay, fine, just one time.
Just once. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time.